In the first phase, Barcelona was building the game in back four. Barca's centre backs was split with the goalkeeper. Barca's centre backs were positioned in the half space zone, and Barca's goalkeeper was in the central zone. So Barca had a 3 versus 2 number advantage over Athletic's front line. Athletic was pressing with front two. When Barca's centre backs had the ball, Athletic's frontmen were ready to press Barca's centre backs man to man. In the first phase, Barca's fullback were operating in wide zone. So when Barca's centre backs were being pressed by Athletic front line, Barca's fullbacks were free to receive the ball. On the other hand, Athletic's second line was operating very deep, so Barca's fullback were easily receiving the ball in the wide zone. On the other hand, Athletic had a midfield of four players in the first phase. Athletic's midfield was operating centrally and very deep. So when Barca's fullback was receiving the ball in the wide zone, Athletic wide midfielder had to cover a lot of distance and he was unable to close down Barca's fullback. Athletic's wide midfielder was preventing Barca's fullback from passing into the midfield, but the wide zone was open for the pass. And at the same time, Barca's attacking midfielder playing between the lines was drifting wide from the center to receive the ball. When Barca's attacking midfielder was drifting wide, he was tracking back by Athletic defensive midfielder, but Athletic's fullback still had to step up to cover Barca's attacking midfielder. And when the Athletic fullback went forward to press, Athletic only had three players in defense and space was being created in the wide zone. Now let's talk about Athletics midfield. Although Athletics midfield was of four players, but when Athletic was pressing in the first phase, Athletic had five players in the midfield. You must have noticed that Athletic's right back was stepping up in the midfield, but Athletic's left back was not doing this. Barca was using two pivots and they were Casado and Pedri, but both the pivots of Barca were being marked man to man by Athletic's midfielders. So when Barca's goalkeeper was playing passes to Barca's pivots were under pressure and were being forced to play back passes. So when Barca's left back had the ball, there was no player to cover Barca's left back. So when Athletic's right back was pushing high, he could try to close down Barca's full back. Now let me explain these tactics properly. Athletics midfield was of four players and Barca was using two pivots. Athletics right midfielder was on Barca's pivot Pedri and Athletics central midfielder was on Barca's other pivot Casado. Athletics left midfielder was on Barca's right back and Athletic had one remaining midfielder who was marking Barca's attacking midfielder. So in the first phase, Athletic had marked every single player of Barca. Only one player of Barca was unmarked and that was Barca's right back. So Athletics four midfielder were busy. So to cover Barca's left back, Athletics right back had to step up in midfield and here you can see Athletics midfield of four players. Barca were building the game in back four in open play. Both the fullbacks of Barca were giving width by staying high and wide. Athletic frontline was of two players, but Athletic's frontline was not pressing Barca's backline high. On the other hand, Athletic was in mid block. Their midfield line and defense line were quite compact. Barca were using two pivots, and Athletic's sole player was covering both the pivots of Barca. Athletic's midfielder was 2-1 in front of Barca's pivots. Still, Barca's pivot were looking ineffective and were facing difficulty in receiving vertical passes. And the reason for this was Athletic compact shape. Barca's pivots were centrally marked by Athletic sole midfielder, and if Barca's pivot were drifting wide, they were getting cover shadowed by Athletic's frontmen. So Barca's centre backs were preferring to play passes to Barca's fullback more than playing vertical passes to Barca's pivots. Athletic was playing by forming a mid block in open play. Athletic's midfield and front line were very compact, so Barca's attacking midfielder and Barca's striker were not able to receive the ball. So Barca was trying to build the game from wide. Due to Athletic's central and compact shape, when Barca's fullback had the ball, there was no pressure on him. So if there was no pressure on Barca's fullback, Barca's attacker got a chance to drift wide. Due to Barca's attacking midfielder Gavi operating centrally and high, the Barca's striker was drifting in the half space zone. Due to Barca's striker drifting wide, Barca's striker was pulling Athletic centre backs towards himself. Barca's striker had pulled both Athletic centre backs, so Athletic's left back would have to drift along the backline. So in this way, Barca was making Athletic's backline drift wide from the center. So when the defensive unit was drifting wide, the far side was completely open. So if the wide zone was overloaded, Barca was switching the ball directly. Because Athletics defense line had drifted wide and there was a two players on the far side, there was a two versus one situation in front of Athletics fullback, and one player would receive the ball and other would do an underlap or an overlap. If you like the video, then check my playlist in which you will find many more videos. If you like the video, then don't forget like, share and subscribe to my channel.